Where are we going?
We're going to like a empty parking lot or something, so that way we can fucking.
This is like no one around.
Yeah.
That fucking AC out.
What are you doing? Hey! What are you doing? Brad! What the fuck? What are you doing? Brad! No!
Oh, sweet, that's how it works.
Not in the car!
My work is done.
Fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Yeah! Fuck!
Yeah, you definitely don't want to inhale that much.
Fuck! Brad! My car! God damn it! That's my car! What have you done? No! No! What have you done? Oh my God, no! Hey, wait, I gotta get a good picture of this.
Now that looks cool.
Fuck you! Fuck! Fuck! Oh my God! Isn't this cool? Fuck! Fuck! Why did you do that? Look at my car! My vehicle! What have you done? You said to leave!
These are fun, dude.
You said to leave!
I'd be tempted to get these.
What are you doing?
What?
Don't know where I would use it at.
Oh,
Looks fun.
I don't think it worked.
why'd you jump out, you fuck? Trevor!
Instagram art.
Oh, you gotta take a picture.
My eyes. I had a mask on the whole time and I didn't
Oh yeah,
put it on.
take an Instagram pic. Let's do it quick. Oh, that's good. Duck faces ready. This is bad. This is bad. We need to leave. We need to leave this location and this city.
I tried to leave. You made me cry.
I'm sorry.
You made me cry. I've never cried here before.
First time for everything, you know? I've never had a smoke grenade thrown at me while I was pissing, so I think we're all experiencing new things today.
My seat! My seat has a fucking burn hole in it! There's a burn hole in it!
Oh shit.
There's a hole in my seat! God damn it, Brett, look what you did! You know where I fucking got this? At the Arches! While I was moving here to your crooked fucking state! This was a memorabilia item for me, and now it's burnt through the fucking... This was a fucking...
Now it's a
advertisement.
cow chop memorabilia. If there had been smoke grenades at the Arches.
It's not a grenade! It's a photorealistic smoke effect!
Oh. It burns things like a grenade. Did you get your Instagram photo in the dumpster? Oh! That's like a witch's cauldron, dude.
It is.
Oh, that's cool. Come on, let's get a photo in this.
Yeah! Ooh!
Alright, how much?
So far, so good, dude. Let's get this show on the road. What colors do you want for Pikachu?
What do you mean?
Just try it. Let's just see what it looks like. Okay.
Yellow. would be-
Yellow?
Yellow coming out of...
And what other color?
That's it, yellow.
Just yellow? Okay.
Are you sure about this?
I'm not
You're
sure.
not even like fucking... You're not
I'll
even
do it.
helping me out.
Are you ready?
Like, no.
Are you ready?
Point that away! What the fuck? Yeah, you no!
Right in it. Get it.
No! There's spark.
Is the smoke coming out of his mouth?
Not yet.
If you're not angling
Tamp
it.
it down. Tamp it down.
No. But it's coming out the bottom.
Oh!
Instagram. Take stills for Instagram.
I died. This didn't work at all.
No, not really. It is back there.
That didn't work too well, did it? No! What the...
Ooh, wow.
That's
Pikachu. One more. I'm
definitely needed
fucking
more
done.
breathers.
We did it. Instagram secured. High five.
Oh, that's why you fucking put it straight down. It was burning through the fucking, it burned through it.
It's just a photo effect. Don't worry, it's not a grenade.
Hold on, I got a cool idea for a Trevor picture.
I'm gonna hold my breath. You better get some good pictures.
Get in the middle. Fuck.
I wonder how hot those things can get.
I hope you got the shot. Holy shit, you just killed yourself for that picture.
That was dope.
Yeah, I wonder
My work is done.
how blue his lungs
Thanks
turned
so
out.
much for watching this fucking photorealistic smoke effect video where we got all kinds of fancy cool shots. If you want to see, ow, fuck, ow! If you want to see some other fucking videos, you want to see some other cool videos, you click on the side and check out our merch, our Reddit, our
Let's watch this video. My food should get here, and
The
then
Costa
I'll be done eating, and then we
Concordia,
can do
ship of dreams. It's been 8 years. I can still smell the buffets from their 5 restaurants. The casino and 3-story theater had hardly been used. Ah, the gym, the day spa, the sheets in her 1,500 luxurious cabins hadn't even been slept in. Costa Concordia cost $570 million to build. And you could tell. You could really tell. I remember it like it was just a few years ago. We had left Civitavecchia, a port in Rome, and we were making our way to Savona. It was day 2 of our 7-day journey. But that ship, she was cursed.
Oh my god.
When she premiered, the traditional bottle of champagne bounced right off the side instead of smashing.
A bad omen. But I'm not the superstitious type. Nothing could go wrong on Friday the 13th of January, 2012, on the 100th year anniversary of the Titanic, on a ship that's also only safety rated for 2-compartment flooding. Especially not when you have a 5-star max-level captain like Francisco Scatino, a man who mysteriously rose from head of security to the position of captain within just a couple of years.
He knows exactly what to do in case of an emergency.
For example, when he caused this emergency in 2008, when he crashed into a port in Sicily. And in 2010, in Warnemünde, Germany, when he was steering a different ship and came into port too fast and caused another collision. I've got a good feeling about this. So let's set the scene. It's a beautiful evening. People are having fun on the slides, drinks at the bar. Antonio Magnotta is playing piano at the restaurant. Martin the Magician is setting up for his show. And the ship is setting up for a little detour. It's called a sail-by salute. Basically, you get real close to the shore and honk the horn. The locals hate it, but the customers love it, and it's a tradition. Scatino, the captain, comes into the dining hall with a lady, Dominica Samorton. Remember this face because you'll be seeing a lot of it later. Scatino eats his dinner with her and socializes for a little while. Then he, Dominica, and the maitre d' finish up and excuse themselves. They're heading to the bridge. It's time for that sail-by salute. This time, they're going to get closer than ever. Just 1,500 feet from the island of Giglio. And how are they going to determine this distance? Well, of course, the captain is going to eyeball it. Apparently, it's not an uncommon thing to do. Scatino turns to the fella steering, his helmsman, Jacob Ruslibin. First interesting tidbit. Costa Crociere has hired Jacob from Indonesia at a rock-bottom price, and he's a bit of a newbie to the job. In fact, his profession hitherto, a painter and a cleaner. It's his first time steering a massive ship, and he's very excited. At least, we think he is. It's hard to tell because he doesn't speak English or Italian very well at all. Off to a good start. The second in command orders the helmsman to 290. Now, don't be confused by these numbers, they're just the degrees on a compass. At the same time, the captain whips out his cell phone and calls former captain Mario Palombo, who lives on the island. They chat about the safe distance to Giglio's shores. It's all very casual. Anyway, Mario says that the safe distance is between 0.3 and 0.4 miles from shore. The captain is going all in. This is not his first sail-by salute, so he's confident in what he's doing. We're going closer than we've ever been before. The captain's eyeballing it again. New heading of 300, he tells the helmsman. Downstairs, Martin is about to cut his assistant in half. And of course, that means that there's already a lady inside this box. She's waiting for the cue, and then she'll poke her legs out. The captain is giving more orders. Pulling gently to 310. Increase speed to 16 knots. Going this fast is going to be a fatal error. But before we talk about that, let's talk about another big problem. Language barrier. Because at this point, the captain says 325, but the helmsman relays 315. So the first officer intervenes, and he goes, no, 335, which is also wrong. And then the captain clarifies, no, 325. The helmsman confirms 325. Their poor communication has them moving at a much wider angle than they think they are. However, the captain should and would know this, except for the next problem, complacency about procedure. The standard procedure of a ship this large is for the third officer to give exact positional coordinates every time the captain gives a new directional order. But they're not doing that. 330, he says. The helmsman relays 330. The ship reaches 16 knots. The captain then turns to the second officer and instructs him to go to the left wing. That's these things here, and they basically exist so you can get a better view over the whole vessel. A few seconds pass. And then, the mood starts to turn. Scatino notices white foam of waves breaking against the rocks directly in front of him in the distance. The Costa Concordia, right now, is almost 700 meters closer to the rocks than it should be. Without deviation, there is going to be a direct collision. Oh, shit! Scatino immediately commands the ship to start turning away. 335. Not enough. The captain shouts, 340. The captain yells, 350. Now, remember how I said that accelerating to 16 knots was a fatal error? Well, that's because it's made this ship incapable of such a drastic turn. What they've got is understeer. Here's an example.
The front end is not working. You're turning, and you're just going straight. You want to go over here, but you're going to end up over here.
So despite the order of 350, right now the bow is still only pointing at 327. Not nearly enough to miss the rock. And oh no, it's about to get worse. That language barrier again. In these critical moments where every second counts, the helmsman wrongly relays 340. The captain snaps back, 350 starboard or we end up on the rocks. The third officer goes to assist the helmsman. Now, don't get confused by the orders from here. We're changing over to rudder instructions. The captain yells, starboard 10, starboard 20, and still it's not enough. Hard to starboard. That means as hard as it'll go. But at this point, even if they clear these rocks, they need to get the rest of the ship to swing around it. So the captain yells, midship, which centers the rudder. The bow is now less than 150 meters from Skull Rock. Port 10. But the helmsman only gets to port 5 before another order is given 2 seconds later. Port 20! They might just avoid disaster here, maybe. But then, oh no. One more time the helmsman cocks up at the worst possible moment. The helmsman goes to starboard instead of port, undoing the swing. 8 seconds later, he realizes the error and corrects, but it's too late. He has just turned a probable near miss into a sure hit. All they can do now is hold on as the bow of the ship narrowly passes by the rocks. Hard to port! The second officer yells, "We're gonna hit!" Collision.
Yeah, that sucks. Like, I always want to go on cruises, but I feel like this would be my luck. Yeah, you came in at a perfect time.
Downtown
Came
Nord.
into some Italiano crazy ship steering. Help me find my scissors. What?
Add over.
I don't know.
The ship hits rocks on the port side. A 53-meter gash opens up in the hull,
I was gonna
and
go right now.
thousands of tons of
Wait,
water
what?
begin pouring in. A
Okay,
loud
use
scraping and bang is
nail
heard by
clippers?
all passengers. At the helm, there's panic. Rumblings in the dining room. Martin
I don't even
awkwardly
use
pauses
scissors.
his act as he's helping his assistant into the box. Meanwhile, the lady inside
Let me
is
out.
trapped
Let me
and
out.
terrified. There's confusion across the ship. All of the crew off shift come back on duty. All officers run to the bridge. Technical crews run down to the lower
Fair.
decks to assess damage. On connection with the rocks, they lose propulsion and slow to 8.3 knots.
I still don't
And
know where
they
they
are
are.
now adrift. Close the watertight doors at stern. Enormous volumes of water are pouring in. So much so that within 29 seconds of collision, all 6 engines stop working through flooding. 22 seconds later, a blackout happens. Lights, electrics, the water pumps too, everything. The captain orders the helmsman hard starboard. This is
I
the
wanna go on a
final
cruise
position
now.
of the rudder before power to that too is lost. The
This
Costa
looks like fun.
Concordia, now without power, is drifting starboard, plunged into absolute darkness. A quick breakdown of the flooding. When the Concordia struck land, it tore open 3 watertight compartments.
Those videos are metaphors.
At first, compartment 5, which filled
Yeah.
very rapidly.
Kinda.
Then 6 more slowly,
Water.
4 shortly after. Then 7, 8, and 3. Modern ships are built to withstand 2 compartment breaches. These compartments, especially though, are
Mamma
a
mia,
problem.
Hold on, my food is here. Give me 1 second. I got some Taco Bell. Alright, I'm back. I got my food order wrong somehow. Well, my drink order, I should say. I ordered a strawberry refresca and they gave me a strawberry slushy. Oh yeah, no, I looked at Akon City. Now it's a funny thing to learn about, but there's really not much to see. I saw that there's like only like 1 building that was built. It's so crazy that Akon would think that he could make a fucking city because it's like, my quality is low and kind of weak quality. Let me see. Hold on. Did it change? No, it's still there. Let me turn it up a little bit, maybe. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. yeah, I did the update, so a lot of my shit is kind of bounced around. I got a blue screen of death earlier, so that was fun to deal with. That's kind of why I was a little later than normal. So I think I fixed that problem. But yeah, it's delusional of being a celebrity. But like, I don't know. Here's the thing. Like, if I was a celebrity, like if I was like, let's say, who's like semi-famous? Like, I don't want to say Akon because we're already using him as the base. But let's say like, what burritos did I get? Oh, I got two. Nah, Mads Mikkelsen is cool though. Let's say fucking Sylvester Stallone was pretty famous. I'm trying to think of a really just like kind of out there actor. Let's think that the dude from Scooby-Doo, the guy who played the purple guy in Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Let's say him. Let's say he, like, you know, again, he's known for being Shaggy. He's done a lot of like things like that. Let's say he was like, you know what? I'm going to just erect my own city one day. And I'm going to call it Shaggy City. It's like, why? Like, I could see someone like, for instance, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like wanting to make his own city. It would be really pretentious as fuck, but why? Like, would people go? Fuck yeah, they would, because it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Who's going to fucking go to Akon City? Like, I'm sorry, but Akon has only done like maybe 3-4 good songs. Not enough to be like Akon City. Kanye City. I think Kanye could have definitely done a Kanye City. Too bad he went fucking insane. But Kanye City could have happened. We could have had it. He already had his own fucking university that failed, but we had it.
Because they contain the engines and the electrics.
Hey, don't mind me, I'm gonna eat my
These
burrito.
give power to the whole ship. From propulsion motors to rudder
I
to
go to
hotel
Kanye
run.
soon.
Pretty
No,
much
fuck no.
everything. When they went out,
I wouldn't be
the
allowed in
ship
there.
was a functionless, sinking cage. A few seconds later, the emergency batteries for internal lighting and communications kick on. When the lights come back on,
My ass will get
Martin
deported
has
real quick.
vanished. He's ditched the stage. And it caused a huge panic in the theatre, as passengers are trying to flee to their cabins and to muster stations. People already in their cabins come out and start putting on life vests. Staff rally and try to calm everyone down.
Oh, man,
Everything
this
is
is
fine.
Roscoe.
There's no need for vests. Please return to your cabins. The emergency generator starts. All of the watertight doors close except for door 12, which is jammed. The captain calls Pelon, the chief engineer, as the ship begins to list on the port side. There's water coming in? Yes, there's water. But where?
What song?
The engine room. But a lot of water?
Kanye did a lot of good songs,
Yes.
unfortunately.
There's water, you can't go down. Let's go down the other side. In a moment we'll start the pumps, I'll let you know. In the theatre, the whole magic box apparatus slides right off the stage and falls into the crowd, further increasing panic. On the bridge, and
I haven't heard any of his new stuff.
They are going to lie,
Especially because he made a
to
song about
prevent
Hitler.
panic. Let's just say we have a blackout. The deputy chief engineer enters the engine control room. He confirms to the bridge that at least compartments 5, 6, and 7 are
Great,
flooded.
time to drop it in your Discord.
Announcements are made.
The captain to inform you that due to an electrical fault, which is currently under control, we are currently in a blackout. Our technicians are working to resolve the situation and will inform you of developments as they occur. Thank you for your attention.
Coincidentally, at this same time in the restaurant, they're playing My Heart Will Go On, and it's very much not helping the situation. The captain calls the Costa Crisis Unit, Roberto Ferrarini. He tells the crisis unit that they've hit a rock, that they're assessing damages, and that they are also in a blackout. The crisis office says to reverse the ship up onto shore. Well, how are you going to do that? You don't have power to the rudder, let alone the engine. You know, hoist the sails? Anyway, around this time, the wind direction creates a starboard list, and the ship begins to turn anyway, drifting right back towards the shore, which is a very good thing because you want the ship to end up as close to shore as possible.
True.
A
But
panicked passenger
you don't want it to
senses
fall
that something
on the
is
shore.
off. This isn't like any electrical problem that she's ever seen. Plus, there was a massive crashing noise, and now the ship is tilting.
Yeah.
So, she contacts her daughter in Italy. The daughter then calls the police, and the police call the harbour master.
Arrest the ship.
While that goes on, a conversation between Pelon and Ambrosio. The diesel is not starting. The captain asks the engine room, but where have we made contact? Thinking that the incoming water can be reduced. Captain, here everything is lost. The electrical panel, everything. They're saying at this point that the ship is going down. The captain calls Roberto Ferrarini again. Actually, 2 compartments have been flooded, but don't worry, the ship's stability isn't in danger. Wrong. Passengers begin going to muster stations on their own initiative. The cruise director says, "We have a lot of people at muster stations that I do not want to fall overboard.
They are Sims
Do we
models.
make an announcement to tell them to go to the lounges?" Bozio says, "I think that's best."
I played enough Sims
The
to know
harbour
this.
master from Livorno calls the ship. The captain tells them that we just have a blackout. How long has this blackout been going on? About 20 minutes. Have you asked passengers to put on life vests? It's just a blackout. I gotta go. The harbour master is suspicious. He says to his superiors that he thinks something more is going on. He calls a patrol boat to the area and asks them to look at the ship. Another problem. The fan on the emergency diesel generator isn't working properly.
The amount of times I've
Manually has
had
to turn the
professional
fan on and off with
jobs
a
do that
screwdriver
is
so that
crazy.
it doesn't overheat and cause a fire.
Like,
The
just say it's
captain's
a
on the phone to
regular
the lower decks asking
thing.
pointless
Don't worry about it,
questions,
lols.
Like, is it still flooded? Yes. Yes, it is. The captain is essentially in denial of the situation. The harbour master calls again. Finally, he says, the ship is taking on water through an opening on the left side and the ship is listing. He qualifies with, no one dead or injured. The harbour...
At one of my old jobs, there was a fire alarm going off. And obviously, you know, fire alarm goes off, you have to evacuate, yada, yada, yada. This fucking lady would not leave until we printed out her statements because she really needed them. Keep in mind, there's like a giant fire alarm going off. People are like evacuating, like computers are being shut down. And she's like, but can I get to my statements though? And it's like, bitch, we gotta go. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
The master asks if he needs help. Just a tugboat? When in reality, they need a full rescue. With 3 compartments flooded, the captain finally realizes that things are really bad, and they are not going to improve.
Some people just don't care.
The Coast Guard orders every
Unfortunately.
available ship to the sea. Meanwhile, up with the passengers, the cruise director's assistant says, everything's under control. Please
Sounds like I'm
return
choking
to
on
the
a Muppet.
cabins or hang about in the lounges, no problem. She said this despite knowing it was wrong.
Sorry,
and
it's-
that it further
I'm trying to
endangered
suck on
lives.
this-
Most
this
passengers
slushy.
at this point, though, aren't listening to this nonsense, and they're busy figuring out how to
Put strawberry bits in here, I don't know why.
Bang, 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 bang. Local television has already picked up the story, and they begin broadcasting live radio feed from the bridge. Captain, the passengers are going
Okay.
on board the boats. Okay, let them go to shore. So then general emergency? Wait, let me talk to Ferrarini. We risk the emergency generators that do not have cooling. It has cooling problems. 100
One more taco.
degrees. The cooling fan has stopped. Pilon calls the bridge and tells the safety officer they need to evacuate. The safety officer relays this to the captain, but after no response, he orders the engine room to evacuate on his own. The captain says, no, stay. We're leaving. So what do? General emergency? The captain tells Ferrarini that he's abandoning ship. Abandoned ship. Another announcement is made.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. The situation is under control. Please remain calm. But at this time, proceed to your muster station. They're located outside on deck 4.
The Livorno Coast Guard calls again. The captain declares distress. The Coast Guard officially
Pasture
calls for
package
rescue
from
operations.
Home Tacos
They
are
contact
good.
Pietro Mile, the helicopter base commander, who then calls
Spanglish.
in every available pilot as he rushes down to the helicopter base. Pilon shuts down the emergency generator for the final time. The first rescue vessel arrives. By this point, the lifeboats are already going. Luckily, the ship is very close to shore. Oh, perhaps too close to shore. The ship forcefully runs aground.
Now, for the passport
creating an
packets, are they
uneven
like
center of
meat?
gravity.
Or is it like
And it
sauce?
begins heavily listing starboard. The captain issues a general emergency on board. The announcement to abandon ship is finally called and alarms ring out. And with that comes panic. And now that they're listing, with many of the lifeboats too awkwardly positioned to enter the water, there aren't enough readily available and they have to start going back and forth to the shore, picking people up and dropping them off. The patrol boats report to the Livorno harbour master that the ship has run aground and is listing heavily. So the harbour master asks the captain about it, and the captain says, no, the ship is still floating. In fact, we're trying to maneuver it onto the shore. They know he's lying. Hold on, I'm reversing it. Beep, 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 beep. The captain then says to bottom out the starboard anchor. so they drop out the anchors, but let out too much chain, effectively rendering them useless. The deputy mayor of Giglio, Mario Pellegrini, and tobacco shop owner Giovanni Rossi arrive at the harbour. They watch the scene unfold. As the first of the lifeboats arrive
really,
on
really
shore,
good.
the deputy mayor takes the
Personally, though, I like
races
Barbacoa
toward
a
one
lot
of the
better.
lifeboats, returning to the ship, and starts trying to find someone in charge. He gives up and starts helping passengers. Scatino tells everyone to leave and take radios, but not before changing out of his uniform and into a nice suit. Priorities. Dimitri Kostidis and Silvia Koronica leave with him. The maitre d' and Sir Morton both get out of there. By this point, approximately 300 people are still on the ship. Millet reaches the helicopter base. The first helicopter,
You know your cut would be called
Augusto
Geo
Bell,
a bit,
was already
immediately.
rising from the tarmac for the hour-long flight south. Bozio is the last crew member left on the bridge, coordinating evacuation. He then leaves to help passengers board lifeboats. The bridge is now abandoned. And then, the ship's black box stops working. Apparently there were technical problems with it. That means, from here, things are going to get a little foggy in detail. A while later, rescue helicopters arrive, but they're struggling to find the ship because they're expecting it to still be well above water. Passengers are scaling down the port side by ladder as lifeboats return to pick them up.
Just a lovely day.
No joke. Oh my goodness. It was no joke, mi amor. Yes.
You're not allowed to make a film movie.
I'm allowed.
Who say you are?
A second helicopter, a faster model,
I'm making a
sets
movie.
off. The ship
Leave me
stops
alone.
healing and comes to a final resting place. Now the Coast Guard calls the captain because he's just learned that the captain has abandoned ship. The captain claims, no, actually I slipped and I fell into one of the lifeboats. Ooh, I'm a klutz. But now that I'm on board, I may as well head back to shore. DeFalco tells the captain to get the fuck back on board. And the captain kind of acts confused and then effectively refuses. So the captain makes it to shore. From here, we only have mainstream news reports to rely on, so it's not going to be super accurate. But they say that Giglio's police chief then finds 110 survivors on the rocks at Point Gabbianara. And among them is the captain. It's not known whether the captain helped anyone while he was there, and in fact, the police chief claimed that he just sat on the rocks and watched other people do the rescuing.
I mean, really, if I fucked up
A
this
while
bad,
later, a
that's what I
rescue
would
boat picks
do.
up the captain and takes him to the harbour. He speaks to the police. He then finds the ship's onboard chaplain, Father Rafael Molina, and cries to him for about 15 minutes. Then he goes to the harbour master's office to receive probably the biggest dressing down of his entire life. Port authorities ask the taxi driver to take the captain back to his hotel. The captain takes the 30-second cab ride to the Bahamas hotel. According to the cabbie, he was beaten like a dog. He was cold and afraid. He only asked me where he could buy a pair of fresh socks.
Like, how do you even sleep after that? Like,
But then
I'd
he
be.
perked right up again and gave an
I
interview
couldn't.
to a news crew.
No way.
He told them that he was the last to leave.
The captain is usually the last to abandon ship. What happened, Captain?
We were the last to leave the ship.
Baller.
All day Saturday, rescuers search for people on the ship. On Sunday morning, a South Korean couple is found in their cabin, safe but shivering. They had slept through the crash and woke up unable to exit their cabin. The last survivor, Manrico Giampandroni, was found with a broken leg. He was the cabin's service director. In the end, 32 people died. The final body wasn't discovered until nearly 3 years later. A crew member, Russell Rebello, and it's believed that he died a hero helping passengers off the ship. The Costa Concordia was the largest cruise ship disaster since the Titanic. And then there's the ship. This is what happens to a 110,000-ton cruise liner when it's left half rolled over in the ocean.
I have this weird. It's not like submechanophobia. I guess it kind of is. But it's just, I don't know. It's so bizarre to see. Like, it's interesting to see things like leftover destroyed like this. Like when you see those like mall, like abandoned mall videos. Like, I don't know. It's fascinating, but freaky to look at. I guess because like in my head I play out like there were people there before, you know? Like, this is where people would, like, shop. This is where people would play games.
But this isn't the end.
And then
it's
shit
just
happens.
a halfway point. What most people know is that the Costa Concordia had crashed, many dead,
Yeah,
and
it's
that the
weird.
captain abandoned ship like a coward. But there's a whole veritable spaghetti of details to untangle. Let's dive in.
There they are.
Touch on my spaghetti.
The deets.
Loot boxes, let's go.
Loot box time. The Costa Concordia was more than just a floating resort. There's a mall, a casino, cha-ching, cha-ching. This iron chest was full of safes and cash registers and expensive fittings. And there were plenty of gamers prepared to sneak by authorities and try their luck in the hot zone. Within days, police divers reported that valuable items, once seen lying around the ship, were now missing. High-end liquor, expensive furniture, dining sets, cash from the casino, cash registers, jewelry and display cabinets, safes, Japanese woodblock prints by famous 18th century artists, as well as the iconic bell, which hung from the bridge of the ship. It was never found. Who steals a big fuck-off bell? Even the server admins were getting involved. 4 divers who were part of the company contracted to refloat the Concordia were spotted on CCTV, sneaking out to the ship. A patrol boat was dispatched, and the men were caught inside the fancy suites with rucksacks full of stolen goods. The 4 men are charged with stealing and thieving and pinching.
To be fair, though, they did kind of do a good thing by salvaging those Japanese prints.
Chips from the casino,
but
postcards, and cabin access cards,
keeping them to yourself was kind of fucked up.
Souvenirs.
It even has a watermark.
Some Australian guy even made a listing for the ship itself, advertising it as buyer to collect. And although there were plenty of bidders, eBay pulled the plug.
No, let them go collect it.
I know you want to see Scatino go to jail, and we'll get to that. But first, we have to talk about someone else. Dominika Samorton.
This crazy ass.
There was speculation that she was on the bridge that evening because she was the captain's mistress.
Intense media speculation reports that her presence distracted the captain.
They both denied their love for years and maintained that they were just friends. Although she did later admit to the media that she found him handsome. And how could you not?
He looks greasy.
Fucking precious when you smile.
But she says there was no romantic link between them.
Some people would like to believe, they want to know I have something with him. It's more interesting. It's like, you know, some spicy in the story.
Miss Samorton also loved the spotlight, however.
Everyone! Oh, look!
And took several interviews. But as the pressure mounted upon her, she began
she kind of set herself up there.
threats to Scatino, saying he must confess, and that you have but 1 week to come clean. But things from here get weird.
Spicy.
Samorton is a bit of a wild card. In a subsequent interview, she claimed a helicopter came to the ship well before the other rescue craft to take away a package. Huh? And what was that package? Drugs, apparently. So rumors began that the ship was running narcotics for the mafia. And not without cause. A number of cruise ships, even recently, have been caught trafficking drugs. As an aside, Scatino was tested for drugs immediately
but like I
after
don't
the
think
crash.
it's the.
He tested
Alright,
negative
maybe
for
this
drugs
is me
in the
being
system,
optimistic.
but
I don't think
trace
it's the
amounts of
company's
cocaine
fault.
were found in a hair sample.
I think it's probably like, you know,
and less dry.
Nonetheless, the Concordia
someone
was searched
crooked
and no
working
drugs
for the
were
company or
ever
something.
found. How did we get here? Oh, right.
I don't know. I feel like I'd be too busy.
Samorton commented on it.
I feel like I'd be too busy running a ship
that helicopter
than
was just
going off to sell
as a
drugs.
means of evacuation from the ship. Okay, wait. So she expected to get some sort of first-class rescue while everyone else was still stuck on the ship? Wait, how did we get here? Oh, right. Sex with the captain. Divers were quick to head to the captain's cabin, where they found Miss Samorton's lingerie and other articles of clothing, as well as a makeup bag. The jig was up, but they continued denying it. Sir Morton mostly faded from international attention until she was told to appear before the court to present witness testimony. The judge pressed her to be truthful
Did you
about
suck
their
his
relationship, or she would be held in contempt.
Either tell me the truth or shut up.
So finally, she admitted it.
Yes, I had a sentimental relationship with the captain.
Stop.
But now, stop asking about my private life.
She was indeed the captain's lover.
What is up, Trouble Alert Nation? Scatino cheated on his wife with Seymour Tan. Oh my god!
She and Scatino had been having an affair for several weeks. She also said that on the night she boarded, she didn't have a ticket.
Ticket, please.
And didn't need to pay because nobody questions you when you're the captain's lover.
How does that work?
Naturally, she gave another confusing interview after leaving court.
I want to say that today is the second time I die, because the first time I died in the night of the crash with my psychological brain and problems. And today I died the second time because, of course, people find out something that I try to hide.
Subsequent to the trial, she used her fame in Moldova to become a political activist, often appearing on television and radio and in articles covering protests, accompanied by pictures of her being arrested
Share
by
many
police.
little vessels. Why is it that people who have like such shitty attitudes try to be like activists? I feel like maybe they try to be activists so they can like use their shitty behavior as an excuse.
Yada yada yada. And interestingly, part of a
Like, not
push to
everyone,
block the
obviously,
sale of
but-
shares of Moldova's train network to Russia. Sure. Other than that, I don't really know what she's been up to. Let me just check on her Oh God, not again. Several civil suits were quickly lodged against Costa Crociere, and their parent company, Carnival Cruises, immediately saw a share drop of 23%. Passengers sought compensation for their damaged mental health, lost belongings, and loved ones.
Either they allowed him to divert from his course, or they didn't know where their billion-dollar ship was.
Within a few days, facing financial and media pressure, the CEO attempted to join the bandwagon against the captain and the crew.
It had way too much effort pumped in. It is. Internet historian is really good.
Taking at the time, and was not only taking, but
We'll watch one more video. It's a short one.
Claiming that the ship
It's
was
really
not
good.
approved to deviate from the route. But that wasn't true. Approval isn't required if the ship is deviating by less than 15 miles, or that it was against company rules. Also untrue, because investigators found that they didn't have any rules about deviating route, and they tacitly encouraged sail-by salutes. Now, in response to the civil suits, Costa Crociere offered passengers 11,000 euros each as compensation.
14,000.
That's kind of small.
11,000 euros, about $14,000, is the minimum compensation under international law when a ship is abandoned.
This was to reimburse them for their tickets, as well as any costs they accrued in having to unexpectedly travel home early.
And that was supposed to release them from everything and anything that has to do with this accident.
Yeah, it's
I cannot
bullshit.
ask for more than this.
A lot of passengers, understandably, were not too happy with this deal, and they refused to take the money.
We think the offer is an insult for what these poor passengers went through.
Hey,
We
your
think that
husband
the
died
compensation
and
being
drowned in the
offered
ship.
is
Here's
not
10K. We're good now, right?
Take it.
Yeah, exactly.
Compensation being offered is not commensurate.
Later, Costa Crociere would lodge a plea deal with the Tuscany court to pay a €1 million fine to avoid a criminal trial. The judge agrees. Costa Crociere is now off the hook for all criminal liability for the whole thing. They've washed their hands of the incident and flecked the residual droplets of responsibility onto the faces of 6 staff members. Passengers and relatives of the dead are livid that the company has been able to avoid criminal responsibility.
Offered is not commensurate.
Civil suits against the company continue. By the way, the residents of the island of Giglio also banded together and sought damages. They didn't get much. Eventually, passengers who refused the initial compensation of 11,000 joined civil parties against Scatino in his trial in 2015.
Is not commensurate.
They were awarded 30,000 euros each. Other cases, especially those involving lost relatives, are settled for undisclosed amounts.
Well, it's not a lot of money, I hope.
New York attorney Peter Renee travelled to Budapest to represent 6 real survivors of the disaster.
At Renee, we personally work on every case.
And we'll work harder than anyone to get you the most money possible in the shortest amount of time.
And while on the job, a 7th case cropped up via email. An elderly woman, Alona, said,
"Help me, Mr. Ronai, for I have lost my daughter, Eva, and my 5-year-old granddaughter, Roxana."
So Mr. Renai agreed to speak with her. However, there were some inconsistencies in her story. Neither Eva nor Roxana were on the passenger list. Odd, but Costa is known for having stowaways.
Gotcha, bitch!
Still, Mr. Renai was suspicious.
That's crazy that they have a passenger list that anyone can just pull up.
Renai inquired further about why she was on board, especially without a ticket. Ilona said,
"Well, I don't know, but you should ask her boyfriend.
Zolt Horvath.
He'll know all the details."
I'm up all night. I'm going crazy, he said. But Mr. Renai was still suspicious. Because then she asked, "How much money do you think this is worth?" This is a huge red flag, Petey. In 20 years of doing this, you've never had anyone ask about money. Why now? So Mr. Renai hired an investigator and sent photos around of the missing girl. The next day, the phone rang. Ahoy hoy, it was the boyfriend again. Look, there's been a bit of a misunderstanding and the child isn't missing at all. Uh-huh. And then he claimed he was confused because he had done too many drugs the night before. Oh, okay, can I speak to the daughter then? At first, he was refused. So Renai said that he'd have to file a missing persons report to the police if he couldn't. The boyfriend relented. That night,
You've
Renai
played yourself,
met with
fool.
Zolt and brought the police with him. He speaks to the granddaughter and asks her if she's seen Mum. Yeah, I saw her today. Oh, really? Yeah, we went to the park today and we went on the swings. Oh no, the jig was up. So the mum walks into the room sheepishly. It's a miracle! And the story changed again. Okay, I'm not dead, but I did injure my leg when I jumped from the ship. And then I immediately flew back to Budapest. Although don't worry about checking my leg because there are no visible marks or injuries. Oh, Petey, I'm beginning to think they weren't even on the boat. Also, it turns out this lady isn't her mum, it's just a neighbor. Eventually, Renee managed to make the pair confess. And then they said, hey, we haven't done anything wrong. We haven't taken any money. And in the end, it looks like there'll be no criminal punishment for the scam, because Hungary, a former communist country, has no laws against insurance fraud on the books.
The law firm that never sleeps, call 1-800-6647.
Oh, that's a bad idea. Oh, that's a very bad idea.
Mario, would you teach me some Italian?
Oh, of course! Means get back on board for fuck's sake.
Okay, thanks.
Fucking Shenmue.
Gregorio De Falco, the naval officer who shouted at Scatino to Vada a bordo caso, became a bit of a national hero overnight in Italy. He, like the rest of the world, expected Scatino to go down with the ship. And when the captain chickened out, De Falco was there to admonish him. And when he stopped answering the radio, he called him on his cell phone to continue putting him on blast. When the captain first reported just a blackout, De Falco didn't believe the story and immediately began preparing a rescue effort, which likely saved several lives. His actions were applauded by most Italians who were tired of their public servants being corrupt and avoiding responsibility. Accordingly, shirts sporting Vada a bordo caso were being printed by the end of the week, others setting it as their phone's ringtone. But then, in September 2014, without warning, De Falco was transferred to an admin role in the Coast Guard.
Hear what I said? You've been demoted.
De Falco said that he had been passed up for promotion, that he had also not been told which admin office he was even being transferred to, and that it all effectively cancelled 10 years of his career. De Falco was tres furioso, and there was public speculation that it was owing to bad blood between himself and Admiral Delano, his former boss. His status among the public overshadowed his superior in many ways. On the other hand, his boss said, no, it's part of a normal career progression for naval officers, and that he must show more maturity and professionalism to advance his career.
He is fucking
Now,
professional
it's
as
hard
fuck,
to know
though.
what's true in office politics, so let's leave that alone. And anyway, in 2018,
I wouldn't fucking
DeFalco
bring that
said
guy's
Buenos
fucking neck
noches
about that shit.
later to the Italian Navy to become a politician. In March that year, he was elected to the Italian Senate, serving as a member for Livorno. He still serves there today.
I'm the captain now.
I mean, at least he made it out, though. What's that fucking NPC walk?
The day after the disaster, Schettino was taken into custody by police and underwent questioning. However, it was clear that this would not be a straightforward investigation. So the judge released him under house arrest at his home in Sorrento, a town in Napoli. By July of that year, the house arrest was relaxed and he was allowed within this general area. While under house arrest, he wrote a book.
Doesn't sound like a
With this
house
journalist
arrest.
from Rai magazine. I have no idea what it says. I don't speak Italian. But goddammit, he
There's
must
so
have
much going
some
on
kind of
into
charisma
this
going on,
crazy
because there's been a lot of
thing, as you can
speculation
tell.
in the press that he had an affair with her as well.
You can't keep getting away with it.
Hold on, I got it. Not content with abandoning his ship, this dude is determined to abandon his wife as well. So, Schettino and 5 others are facing criminal charges. Straight away, everyone lodges a plea bargain with the court, and all of those plea bargains are accepted, except for Schettino's. And the condition of everyone's reduced sentences are that they must provide witness testimony against Schettino.
He touched me.
Ciro, Jacob, and Silvio were all given suspended sentences. Roberto and Manrico are able to opt for community service or house arrest. Not a bad deal.
I'll take house arrest.
Good deal. And that meant that Schettino was now all on his own.
That guy's
Ciro, the first
fucked.
officer, was the first to give his testimony. On the witness stand, he claimed that Schettino was distracted by his mistress and other guests on the bridge. That there was confusion over who was in command. Then it was Jacob's turn. And he said, Lamau XD, because he didn't actually bother with his testimony or his reduced sentence. He just fled the country. It took authorities 12 months to eventually track him down on the outskirts of Jakarta. And when they said, oi, we still want that witness testimony, he just scalped again. And he hasn't been found since. After that, Ferrarini gave his testimony, then look, we don't have time to relitigate the whole trial, so let's just go straight to the verdict. Guilty! Schettino was found guilty of multiple manslaughter, causing a shipwreck, abandoning ship, and lying to authorities. He is sentenced to 16 years and 1 month in prison. But wait, there's still the appeals.
Right,
The appeals
yeah, that's what
trial
I'm saying.
begins. And the verdict on the appeal? Surprise! Rejected! So Schettino's lawyers appealed again. And the verdict on the final appeal?
Schettino made multiple attempts to secure a plea deal but was denied by the prosecution each time. The prosecution called for Schettino to be sentenced to 26 years in prison, calling the incident a Titanic affair.
Oh, okay, I see what you did there.
Schettino was not present. His lawyers stated that he was waiting outside of the jail for the ruling, so that if his plea was rejected, he could immediately start serving his sentence. And with that, 5 years and 4 months after the disaster, he was finally in a cell.
I will not be making any comment. Oh, God, that hurt.
The salvage operation was enormous. It took over 2 years and cost an estimated
There's not really much
$1.2
more past
billion.
besides them just moving the
Beginning
ship
in early
out.
2012, they first spent 2 months
Yeah, Internet
fuel.
Historian, really good YouTuber. He has a bunch of weird things that he like goes over. This whole one, Man in Cave, really good. If you are into like horror stuff, it's a really good true story thing. He did a good summary of No Man's Land and how that worked, COVID, Fallout 76 being a shit show, of course. The one I just want to go over, which will be the last one for tonight, and then we'll do Max Payne, will be DashCon. Fallen 76. Yeah, that one's really good. If you do not know what DashCon is, prepare to have your mind expanded. It's
In
the
March
craziest
2013,
thing.
a group of Tumblr users come up with a brilliant idea. DashCon, a convention specifically for and by Tumblr users. This
The Rainforest one is
their
good too.
story. DashCon, hosted at the Renaissance Marriott in Chicago. Only $65 for the weekend. Epic panel lineup. Welcome to Night Vale reading. LGBTQIP2SAA+. Massive ball pit. Steam-powered giraffe live show. The Baker Street Babes. And friendly memes? You bet. Expect 5,000 people. We'll see you there. Whoosh.
Do people still use Tumblr?
Here comes Friday, and a big fat serving of reality. About 500 people show up at 9 a.m., but nothing is scheduled until 1 p.m., so people just wait around for the next 4 hours.
I'm surprised.
So at what point did you decide that this is what you wanted to do with your life? The thug life chose you?
Turns out Steam-powered giraffe cancelled months ago. Sorry. If you bought special tickets, no refunds though. Lol. Check out the games room. 1 TV, 1 console. Perfect for up to 7,000 people. Here's that ball pit you were looking forward to.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Overall, it's a pretty fucking slow day.
Okay, so you're dressed up as the Batman movie shooter. What made you choose this costume? What made you decide to dress up as the Prime Minister of Israel to this convention?
They say dress for the job you want.
Then by 9 p.m., disaster strikes. The bill for the venue hasn't even been paid. The hotel wants it immediately or the doors will be shut and the convention is over.
I'm here at DashCon. Coffee getting takes out. Unless everyone in this room can accumulate $17,000.
We currently have a donation button on our website, and any little bit like helps.
That's crazy. Yes, you're not wrong. It is extortion. Ah, cringe.
But they raise the money, and the con continues. Saturday.
But see, like, why would you pay to keep a shit con going?
$150 each for their tables aren't selling anything because their customers just donated all of their cash. Tumblr's turned on the convention completely.
The destruction of this
convention.
Like, I'm sorry, but if I saw this con was like going downhill, like, why save it?
Donate to PayPal.
They call DashCon a scam and try to have certain events shut down. Mark Does Stuff, a gay Hispanic panelist,
Hi, I'm Mark.
is sent death threats because they think he's a straight white male who's misappropriating the gay for profit. Pacific Rim is illegally played to an audience of 100. Tumblr sends tweets to Del Toro to get them in trouble. The Dr. Horrible sing-along blog sing-along is cancelled due to copyright concerns. Then, the main event. As long as we get to see a live reading from Welcome to Night Vale, it'll all be okay.
We're here for the live reading.
Don't know what this is, but okay.
It is 12:50 right now, and they're still not here.
Okay, so basically, Night Vale just walked. What? We're all gonna sign together, okay? So 1, 2.
While everyone is still sitting in that room waiting for the show to start, they change the rules on the website so that there are no refunds. But don't worry, there's a silver lining. Everyone who paid extra to see Welcome to Night Vale is entitled to a free extra hour in the ball.
Woo!
This is what your $17,000 went to.
And with that, a meme is
Dude.
born.
I'm glad that the ball pit meme still exists. I'll see it every now and then whenever there's like a shit con or shit thing that happened.
By the early afternoon, the vendors pack up and leave. Some shitty panels happen.
LGBTQ&A, where they gave us 2 small...
Your dad would
pansexual,
not be happy.
bisexual, fluid.
because again, they don't have any cash, they're giving out free hotel mints as prizes. The teenage unpaid helpers who are promised free meals aren't given anything and go hungry. There's a full-on organizer meltdown, and Tumblr finds out that the main artwork used for the convention is in fact stolen copyright material. By the evening, the unthinkable happens. The ball pit starts to deflate, and someone pisses in it.
I think all three. All three are valid options.
The ball pit is taken away. Also, Tumblr finds out that Random Acts, a charity that Dashcon claims to be partnered with, isn't in fact partnered at all, which means, by the way, they've just been pocketing the money. The organizers host an official apology panel.
Part of that is on us. There were a lot of mistakes made on a lot of different people's parts, and we take full responsibility for the parts that were us. We are first timers, but we intend to learn from our mistakes to make 2015 even better.
Here's a quick summary of that.
So
Don't you like it that they say, "Oh, the responsibility's on us, but we're not going to refund you"?
I blame somebody, otherwise it's all my fault. Fuck that.
And everything is closed by 1 p.m.
Tell him, Chloe.
Since Dashcon, there have been many rumors online that the whole thing was an out-and-out scam. So I
It
did
seemed
some
like it.
detective work to see whether it was true. I think what I found proves that even if the staff didn't set out to scam people, they did opportunistically steal and lie. Prepare for some high-quality autism.
Woo!
Dashcon had written
Dive
agreement
in.
to pay $40,000 plus some change to the Renaissance Hotel Marriott. They paid $20,000 before the thing began, so they had a balance of $20,000 still remaining. They told the hotel that 5,000 to 7,000 people would be attending, and could they please pay as the door sales came in. As a financially risky move, the Marriott agreed verbally but not in writing. On the first day, the hotel sees at most 1,000 people. They know that Dashcon's door sales are fucked, so they enforce immediate payment as per their written contract. Dashcon does not have the funds. And here's where it gets interesting. Dashcon claims they only have $3,000 in cash. So at 9 p.m, Dashcon staff gather everyone into one room to beg for the remaining 17,000. Let's do a head count. 33, 129, 120, maybe another 33 here in case there are people on the margin, and we'll add 10% to be generous. It's unlikely that there are more than 350 people in this room. Now we know they reached their goal.
Definitely not for that much.
Really?
$17,000.
Really?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Did you do it?
We did it in under an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
They received donations by PayPal and cash, but only a small fraction in cash. Let's be generous and say 1/10 of the room at most. You can see people donating in the footage, and it's probably much less. So even if each cash donor is giving $20, which again, generous, that's only $700 total. Therefore, the other 16,000 or so is in electronic payments. Now let's look at this leaked list of transactions. Hold on. They made most of their payment in cash, almost $12,000, but they only could have got $700 from the donors, and they only had $3,000 in cash. So where did the rest of it come from? It's door sales revenue, not donations, meaning they lied about only having $3,000 in the first place. They actually had at least $10,000. Now, here are the transactions that come from the PayPal MasterCard. Let's take that from the total owed, and what we get is the following. In a best case scenario, of the donated $17,000, at most, they spent less than $7,000 keeping the place open, they spent over $2,000 on themselves and their own accommodation, and the remaining $9,000 or so, they pocketed. Also, they're liars.
Because I was on stage for an hour in front of 5,000 people in a room.
Is there 5,000 people here?
A riot.
Cringe! Cringe!
Yeah, okay, back to my post.
But there's one last thing I want to touch on. As part of the merchandising, an official Dashcon DVD is listed. And it's possible that a copy exists out there somewhere.
I don't think
and
it
I need
exists.
to find it. So I want to put a $100 bounty out for anyone who might have a copy. It doesn't need to be the physical DVD, just a copy of the file itself. The hunt is on.
I don't think they would keep a record of that shit show, personally speaking. You know, it's kind of one of those things, and I shouldn't wish it upon anybody, but it's one of those things where I kind of wish that shitty cons like this would happen more often. Just because it's like the stories of them like kind of like imploding is just so like interesting to read about. Maybe I'm a little bit of a sadist with that, but that's just me. Okay. I am just gonna go here, get myself all prettied up for Max Payne. Okay. And let's get to the game here. Alright, let me load up the game on my end, so bear with me a momento. I'll definitely need you to check something for me if you can, is the audio once the game loads, just to make sure it's working normally. Like I mentioned, I did the update, so everything's kind of all over the fucking place, so hopefully it's working normal. Yeah, so fun fact about Comic-Con is trying to record in Comic-Con is such a shit show, more than I thought it was gonna be. Because when you try to buy something, people, and this happened to me after the fact, people just love to talk. And like, don't get me wrong, if there's like an artist you really want to like see, talk to them, chat them up, whatever you want to do. But there were people like just chatting up like just like regular like salespeople, and it's like, don't get me wrong, that's cool and all, but it's like, fuck, dude, get out of the way. Let me buy my shit, and you can keep talking to them. And that's when I just kind of realized, like, one, it was just not gonna work out with what I had planned, with all my gear and all that stuff. So it was just not gonna happen as much as I wanted it to. I can't hear the game, so that means something is afoot. Alright, let me fix the audio then again on my end here. Okay, so it's not that. Let's try this. Hopefully this will do it. Oh, Dragomir, I see you have this on your wish list. God, I don't remember the game taking this long to load up each time. Okay, let's see if it'll work now. Okay. Game just crashed, I think. I don't know what happened there. Nope. There we go. Alright, we have audio. Now we have audio. Okay, let me do something here. Fix my avatar. Where is my... Okay. Alright, we're dropping frames. I don't know why. Still high on everything. Oh, of course, it has to restart. Great. Why is it skipping frames all of a sudden, though? That's kind of annoying. It was not doing that before. Alright, hopefully this will have fixed the problem now. God, why are they dropping frames now? So like on my screen it's totally fine, but for some reason on the viewing it looks like dog shit. Okay, let's ban this guy. Okay, it looks stable now, kinda. Let's go back into it. Yes, that's the weirdest thing. When I go back into the actual game, it starts to play normally. And I don't think it's because I'm dual streaming. Let me test something here real quick. Yeah, I have nothing on this video. Dog shit. I wonder what happened to the settings. Okay, let me see what's happening with all this. Maybe I shouldn't mess with the settings here. Video. But yeah, the bitrate isn't even that much. Let's try this now. Didn't mean to open that. Okay, let's go back in. Alright, looks more stable now. Sorry, I'm fucking with my settings here. I go brush my teeth and we get attacked. Attacked by what? Are you okay? I hope you didn't get like beat up or something on the way to your bathroom. Okay, so I don't know what it. Oh shit! Oh, the bot. So I don't know what it is, but like whenever I go to the actual like game screen, the fucking computer just or the frame just shits the bed. Let me. Fuck! I'm gonna have to turn off my fucking VTuber. Let me see if that's what it is. My CPU isn't even being used that much. Alright, we'll just close my VTuber model and see what that does now. Nope, still shitting the bed a little bit. Let's see if it affects anything. Your stream is only 1080. Yeah, but that shouldn't affect anything because I haven't changed any of the settings for the stream. One thing that did happen when I was updating everything is that one of my one of those like sticks that I had to buy started getting my PC to not turn on anymore. So I had to pull one out. So now it's only working on 3 memory sticks. But even then, this game isn't fucking, you know, this game isn't pushing much of CPU on this. Lower my encoder settings. Let's try that. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream here really quickly, fix these settings and see if that does anything to get us back to normal here. I'm just gonna check one thing here. I hate that it starts doing this now of all times. It's like, can I just like, you know, come back from vacation and just have everything working normally? Like, why the fuck with everything? I hate it.